Is anyone else getting super impatient for the next Trailmakers update? I know I am. So impatient, in fact, that I have took it upon myself to build some vehicles specifically made for the new map that isn't even out yet. So right now I'm here on a modded map, a snow-themed one, of course, because I have a couple builds I want to showcase that I'm really excited for you guys to see. So we're here in this big base here in the Arctic, and I guess we're just using it as our base of operations, but let me pull out the first build. So here is the first build of today's showcase. This vehicle is called the Mammoth, and it's appropriately named because it is huge. I have built a giant land ship here. So big, in fact, that I had to make giant custom tracks using these monster truck wheels. And I'm pretty sure that these custom-made tank tracks here, or wheels, are way bigger than the ones we're gonna get in the next update. Anyway, Vac, you wanna hop on board and go for a ride? So the first feature of this build is that I have a giant door at the back where I can load up a small vehicle and obviously get the crew on board of this land ship. So I'm going to close that up really quick and start driving out of this base and head into the Arctic so we can talk about more features of this build. And there we go. We're leaving the base now and we're in the big, vast, open Arctic area here. Now, there is someone we gotta rescue. Yzuei is in the game and he is quite a while away. And whilst we head on over to him, let me talk about the features of this build. So if I stop here, this vehicle does in fact have tank steering. Gotta love some tank steering in this game. It wouldn't make sense for this thing not to have tank steering, but also because sometimes it can be a little bit iffy with Trailmakers physics. There are small hinges on these wheels just to give a small 10-degree turn. So it just helps me on the turns whilst I'm moving. So all in all, pretty good steering. For the controls, I can go forwards and backwards with W and S. However, I do have a gear system. If I press shift once, I'm in a low gear and we can just kind of go on a slow cruise. And then obviously press shift again until we get more speed. And yeah, and that is represented by an accumulator inside of the build. Now that we're going on a slow cruise, I can actually get out of the vehicle and speak about everything in first person, because the first person of this vehicle is pretty much why I made it. It's so big, in fact, that I've added a bunch of details. So I'm inside the back of the Mammoth. Now this is a giant canister of fuel. Well, not actually fuel, a butane for fire, which I'll talk about in a bit. We have a bunch of decals, dials and stuff, you know, looks very industrial. Under here we got some storage, so there's a little chest there. This thing is supposed to be a heater. So this will heat you up and heat up the whole inside of the vehicle to keep everybody warm. It is, you know, meant to be in the snow. And a really cool feature about this build is you can actually see the engines working. So look at that. It's a see-through piece of glass, and you can see inside of all the internals there. So that's really cool. Of course, we've got some windows and stairs and everything. You can actually look through the ceiling there. And I've got a radar, a bunch of more decals and logic blocks. And look at that. We're actually next to Yeet already. So that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is put this vehicle into stop really quick. Alright, we've stopped. Just want to showcase this upstairs part. So on the top deck, you can actually walk around. You're kind of like cozy inside this railing, so you don't really go onto the roof where you're not supposed to be. And there's also this part where I guess you can jump off the moving vehicle if you want to. And that's pretty much it for the details of first person. Alright, Yeet, I'm here. I'm going to throw up a flare. There you go. We actually have a flare dispenser on here. Oh, you have a flare too. That's really cool. All right, we're here. You're saved, my friend. You're saved. All right, we're going to open up the door. We'll do that by pressing G. And Vac's going to help you here get all cozy and warm and with the, you know, the medical supplies and stuff, making sure you're okay. We do actually have a med kit on board, so that's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to close up the back now, and we're going to take you back to base. We're going to get you to safety. So like I was saying, that's pretty much everything to do with this build being like a massive land ship and its first person experience. But let's actually talk about its payload. Yes, this thing is armed to the teeth. So first things first, you can see 2 mini grenade launchers on each side. They're on aiming servos. And the reason it's weaponized is because I'm planning on building this or using this in the new campaign. And you know, of course, there's going to be enemies. So we do have some short-range grenade launchers and I can shoot them both separately. Now on the front here, on the big plow, we actually have 4 flamethrowers and I can activate those by pressing space. And that's why we have the giant tank of butane in the back, just so I have these massive flamethrowers. Now, of course, these flamethrowers don't actually melt the snow in this game. I mean, I don't know that yet, actually. Maybe they might actually affect the snow in the new campaign. Who knows? Again, we're just on a modded map here, but I think it's super cool that I have flamethrowers. Because not only is it cool for, you know, let's say melting the snow, but, you know, actually doing a lot of damage to botnets. So if any enemies come up close, I can simply shred them to pieces with my flamethrower. Now, the final weapon I have on this build is my favorite. So at the back here, if you looked closely, you can actually see some flat cannon. Now, these are not on just now. They're actually in the off position. But if I press Alt, they aim up into the sky at about a 35-degree angle. I can't really aim them. I can, well, I guess I can by rotating the build. But if I press the firing button for the flak, they shoot off like that. So we do have some anti-air capabilities from the Mammoth here. Alright, let's get you inside. Arriving at the base. Let's put our flak cannons away, actually. So yeah, that's my Mammoth build. Also, before I move on to the next build, can we appreciate the amount of decals I've put onto this vehicle to simulate the snow on the roof and on the wheels? Man, that actually took me a long time to do. You know what, Vac? Go ahead and give Yzuei one of our uniforms. Let's get him a part of the crew, shall we? Now, with most of my showcase builds I show on the channel, I usually ask you guys to leave a bit of a review in the comments, let's say. So, go ahead and rate this Mammoth out of 10 in the comments. Alright, moving on to the next build. Now, this next build is supposed to be compatible with the Mammoth, so it's not a big build, but you guys will see. And here it is. I have made a quad bike. Now, I have dubbed this one the Snow Fox. And it's quite literally just a simple quad bike, but again, it's just cool. It's just cool to have something that can load up into the back of the Mammoth here. All right, I'm loading in. There we go. And I do actually have a magnet. Okay, let me just actually line this up properly because, you know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I do want some space for my character. I mean, I can actually fit one in the front there. Wait, can we get 2 in here? This is the first time live on recording that we're testing if we get 2 in there. By the way, if you press right on the mouse, you can actually put the magnet on. So it does have a magnet, and it locks into place. And, well, that's a shoddy job. We've actually... just lock it down, Yeet. That's okay. Alright, yeah, there we go. So the magnets hold the Snow Foxes in place, and we can actually have them on the build. So it's actually big enough to hold 2 of them. I'm quite impressed by that. Alright, Vac, take the wheel. Press G to close the big door. And let's go on a little bit of an adventure. Uh-oh. So if things do break, it's purely because we have 2 of these in here. But, I mean, I can enjoy the experience whilst Vac is driving here. I can look through these windows. Again, like I said in the beginning, this is... Oh no! The Snow Fox! Okay, the magnets are not perfect, but, you know, what can we do? Alright, there we go. I'm on the top deck, and I'm just enjoying the experience of the Mammoth here. And who knows? This could be the start of a brand new snow-like set. Like, as soon as we get the tank tracks, I'm gonna build so many more vehicles like this, just specifically made for the snow, maybe helicopters and planes and all sorts of stuff like that. Alright, in fact, head into the open and let's deploy the Snow Foxes and hopefully repair them too. Alright, I guess we're getting deployed here. Yep, the door is opening. I'm heading downstairs. Alright, I'm in my Snow Fox. Now, hopefully I can get out of here. Yes! Let me repair. We've done it! We've deployed the snow foxes from the Mammoth. And we should be able to drive alongside you, Vac. So if you just start driving somewhere, we can join him on the journey. Now, each of these vehicles are made to be controlled by one player, but it just makes me think, like, in the future, maybe I could upgrade the Mammoth or make a completely new build where it's multi-crew, because we do have 3 players on this crew right now. All right, Yzuei, let's scout ahead, make sure it's safe for the Mammoth. Look at this scene right now. This is so cool. When is this update coming out? I want this update. All right, Yzuei, looks like to be some kind of wreckage. Shall we check it out? Is there anything valuable here? Any survivors? Any loot? No, of course there's not. But you can see how you can get into the spirit of a roleplay with vehicles like these. All right, Vac, it's safe to come over here. On the radio, you know. Oh, what is happening? Vac just did a flip, Yzuei. No. I leave you alone with the Mammoth for like 2 minutes and you're already doing flips. All right, we're swapping places. You can no longer be trusted. Here, take the snow fox. Give me my trusty Mammoth. All right, last thing I want to do, now that we've actually showcased both vehicles, also, don't forget, I know it's a small build, but also leave your thoughts on what you rate the little quad bike, the snow fox, out of 10 as well. All right, we're going to try some cool stuff here, guys. Let's see if you guys can load. Oh, he already knows what we're trying to do. Nice. Go on, get in. You need more speed. I'm going to slow down. Load up whilst we're moving. Oh, damn it. We're getting Trailmakers right now. What if I wiggle? There you go. I wiggle. No, fuck. Oh, I wish these wheels were slightly better, you know? Yeah, push him, push him. All right.
I don't think it's possible. The wheels just keep sinking into the floor of your tank.
Yeah, that's right. They do. All right, how about this? Just drive behind me. I'm gonna brake, and then you guys are gonna go flying in. All right, braking now. Okay, I should have seen that coming. The ramp actually lifted off the ground when I started to reverse there. Damn. Are you okay, Vac? Maybe we need rescuing. You know what? Now that we have a wreckage of a Mammoth, let me showcase how powerful the flamethrowers are. Wow. Burn. Vac, get out of there! Yes. There you go. Finish it off with the grenade launchers. Oh, I just want to see how cool this is in the new terrain deformation too. I just want that new map. Give me the new map. I think we gotta wait a month or a couple months maybe. Hopefully we get the update by next month. Oh, well, that's not fair. I can barely fit through there, can I? Ah, I'm stuck. But there we have it, guys. Just a quick showcase on the 2 new vehicles I have made for the next update of the game. You can see that I'm pretty impatient and I want this update to be out now. But eventually it will come out. So, at least I made a vehicle ready for the update, you know. And hopefully I've inspired you guys to start making snow vehicles ready for this big update coming. And let me know if you have any ideas on any more builds I can add to this set. But yeah, that's enough from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.